leadership, Ezekiel and the other leaders. So uh, as I was still explaining the independent variables that they can take any format. You can have quantity variables or qualitative variables. There was an example that we discussed last week about the performance, maybe a test performance. What can influence your test performance? And you gave me some uh, factors, the likes of uh, uh, how many hours do you take? Do you prepare for the test? How many hours did you take to prepare for the test? Are you consulting? Consulting, the answer for consulting, we're expecting yes or no, isn't it? The variable now is qualitative. It's qualitative, but we can still use that variable as qualitative. But that one will cover it as we continue. Now, I'll be focusing on a case where we are having um, two quantitative variables. I'll be focusing in a case where we're having two quantitative variables. That is the example that I'll be using. It's there in your study guide. I will tell you the page number as we continue. Someone's mic is on. I don't know if the leader want to say something. One of the leaders, Rapiri, your mic is on. Thank you, leadership. Thank you, leadership, Rapiri, for doing the right thing. So I shared a certain document on Blackboard concerning the matrix notation. And I've indicated from the file itself that that matrix notation is for self-study. So it's your responsibility to go and revise on how to use matrix notation. It's your responsibility to go and revisit that file. But some of the proofs that in that document will will solve some of them. But I'm not going to go through each and every task that is there. No, it's your responsibility to know how to add matrices. It's your responsibility to know how to multiply them, how to find the transpose. That's why I shared those notes so that you can, whenever you have time, just look at the document. So if we check from the projected slide here, I gave you 5 proofs that you have to do. That one is your task. You'll be guided by by that file that I'm talking about. That if you go through that file, you'll be able to solve some of these proofs which are here. The first one, you know it from simple linear regression. Mr. Chawala taught you that the expected value of B1 hat is equal to B1, isn't it? Mr. Chawala taught you that part. But that one there is in the form of matrix. Whenever you see that information, see, it's bold. Bold means we're not referring to a single value. Whenever you see bold there, it means now we're talking about what? We're talking about a matrix. For example, let's focus on the first one, A there. A. If you can check this part here, this part, I'm not sure when I highlight. The first part, the B there, it represents a certain matrix. So whatever we'll be dealing with here is based on matrix notation. So your regression model now, it doesn't matter how many independent variables you have. it will take that format, the one that is projected there. Let me go to that file. Sorry for that. It doesn't matter how many independent variables you have, it will always take this format. That format there, y equal to x beta plus error. If you can check, everything there is bold, which means we're talking about what? Y represents a certain matrix. X represents a matrix of X. That's why it is bold there. Beta represents the matrix of betas. Plus the error, also the error, if you can check, is bold, represents the matrix of what? Of errors. So let's split those things like what we did last week. We agreed last week that y there from that equation, y from that equation represent what? Y, let me do it for you. Y, let me know if you can see what I'll be typing now. Okay. I'm coming. Y equal to, can you see what I'm writing, guys? Leaders?
It's too small, say zoom in.
Okay, but you can see that I'm busy typing something. Ne?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, as long as you can see that I'm typing something, I'm trying to elaborate what I'm talking about when I say, oh, sorry, this one cannot be bold because now specific values. Y, this will represent the first value of Y, the second value of Y, until what? Until the last value of Y. Immediately when I go out from this window, you'll be able to see it. Y n. I hope now you can see. Leaders, can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
the
sir.
Y from the Y from the model there. So from your side, guys, I think you can also zoom. Ne? I assume you can also zoom the what so that you can see these things better. So the Y from that model, where it is bold, that Y represent this information here. Same applies to what? Same applies to X. That X is not a single value of X, but it represents certain values of X. So matrix of X, remember, we agree that is given by, sorry, let me go to matrix notation. When you don't understand, leaders, you just raise up your hand, and then my timekeeper, you can also help me if there's someone who's if someone's hand is up. My 3 timekeepers, who's timekeepers is one is Homu, Refilwe, and who's the other one? My timekeeper, and Smanga. Please, if someone's hand is up, kindly inform me that I should attend to the leader. So, as I was explaining, the matrix of X will be given by. Now I will give an example in a case where we're having 2 independent variables. Let me give you this one is based on a case where we're having 2 independent variables. Oh, okay, let me go out. In a case where we're having 2 independent variables, our matrix will be of this format. Let me say columns. I need 3 columns. Rows. Let me say 5. So we'll have 1. Sorry for that. Now this is the matrix of X. In a case where we're having 2 independent variables, we'll have this situation. X1, sorry, X, sorry, X, first row, first column, X, second row, first column. Remember, it's for the values of X. The other one will be X 2, 1. Sorry. Second column, X. This information is there from the study guide. This is the matrix of X up to that value of up to xn, isn't it? You know this one, how we're supposed to write it. Now we move to the betas. We do the same thing. The betas now, in a case where we have 2 independent variables, it will take this shape. In a case where we have 2 independent variables, it will take this shape. In a case where we're having 2 independent variables, it means we're expecting to have what? Beta 0, beta 1, and beta 2. So this can be written in the form of, you can say A, B1 is the same. As long as you write this in small letters, it shows that these are what? These are estimates. So there are 2 ways of writing this. You can write them in the form of small letters, or you can write using the Greek letters, the normal way, where you say B0, where you say B0, B0, B1, and B2, and then B2. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. B2, and the other one will be B1, B1. And the last one, from the equation, from the model itself, y is defined, x is defined, betas, we define the betas, sorry. This one's supposed to have a head here. Otherwise, what I'm saying is wrong. This one is supposed to be bold because it's a matrix. Bold. And we can put a cap there because we're talking about the estimate. Even these ones, you have to put a what? A cap. But if you use the normal letters like A, B, C, as long as you wrote them in the form of small letters, it's clear that now we are talking about what? The estimate. Yes, it's supposed to be like this. And the last one, which is the error. Error also, when you see the error in a bold, the way it is bold there, it means we are referring to what? Certain values of what? It's not a single value. It's certain values of what? You know how to find the error. What is the formula to find the error? In the form of hands. It's the same as what you've done with Mr. Chabalala. How do you find the errors? How do you calculate the errors? How do you calculate for the errors? Yes, Mr.
I think is the real value minus the expected.
Yeah, mathematically, how can we write it?
Can we say y minus expected value of y?
If I write it in this way, y, which in our case is that bold y there, minus the estimated what? The estimated values of y, which is equal to what? Which in matrix notation, it will allow you to find what? It will allow you to find E1, uh, E1. So this one also, if I focus on the equation side, remember this one should be, sorry. Uh, this thing now is failing me now. E1, E2, and so forth. E1, E2. You know how to find the errors, isn't it? From simple linear regression. The procedure is still the same. The procedure is still the same. On how to find what? The errors. So you should not worry about this one. Let me bold this one here. So now, because we're still at an early stage, you must make sure that you ask, because there will be a time where you feel like we are rushing. It's because I'll assume by that time you'll be having what? You'll be having the knowledge of all these things. So um, from simple linear regression, you agreed that with Mr. Chavalala that the expected value of you know the answer of that one. Help me with the answer for this one. Write it on the charts.
I think it's 0.
Is 0. I hope you have reasons, leadership. You managed to prove this several times with Mr. Chabalala, that this is equal to what? It's equal to 0. You proved this with Mr. Chabalala. That is why when we check from the estimate side, when you write the model, when now you start estimating, the error part disappeared. Because when we're using a normal model, the expected values of errors is what? Is 0. So now, with this information, last week I indicated that whatever you have done with Meta Chabalala, we're going to do this similar stuff, but the only difference will be how to interpret the betas. Here's the definition. Here's a general definition that will be used. That will be used when interpreting the betas. But I want to emphasize something here. The part increased. When we read this statement, it says the regression coefficients beta i's measure the change in the expected response of y when the explanatory variable xi is increased by 1 unit. increased by 1 unit, and all other explanatory variables are held constant. This 1 unit is very, very important, leaders. This 1 unit is only applicable. You can write this one down so that in a later stage you don't say, in class you said this is the general definition when dealing with multiple linear regression. I wanted to explain the 1 unit. This 1 unit is only applicable when you are dealing with, or when your x variable that is attached to that beta is a quantitative variable. Please write it down. The part here where you say increase by 1 unit is only applicable whenever your independent variable that you'll be explaining is a quantitative variable. Immediately we start talking about the qualitative variable. When we talk about qualitative variable, like non-numeric variable, like gender, marital status, as long as naturally the information that we're expecting is not supposed to be numbers, you cannot use the word what you increase by 1 unit. Let me just give you a simple example. Let's say we have a variable gender in our data set, and you want to interpret that beta. You cannot say y is expected to increase by 1 unit. If a person is male, you cannot say you expect that person to increase by 1 unit. So it means the person is increasing to where? To a female. You see, it doesn't make sense. So this statement is only write it somewhere. It's only applicable provided you are explaining or interpreting a quantitative variable. When we come to the qualitative part, you compare. This part will change to compare. Let's say you are having a qualitative variable, maybe gender, and then you assign 1 to male, 0 to female. When you interpret that variable, you will say, maybe let's say we're talking about salaries, and then you assigned your male to 1. So it means whenever you interpret that beta, focus on the option where you said 1. So 1 males compared to what? Compared to females. But we'll still come to that one. As we continue, we'll bring in what? Qualitative variables. But now the example that I prepared for you is is having only quantitative variables. So we have an example. No, sorry, we have a task that we have to do, which is on page example 4 from your study guide, page 49. From that page, I expect you to find the following based on our discussion that we had last week and this week. Use that example to find the matrix of Y, to find the transpose of Y, to find, maybe I can include another one here. Based on that example, find the matrix of 1. Matrix of 1. Matrix of 1, if you're having 10 values, it means you'll have 10 ones. You'll have a matrix which is having what? Only ones. How many? You'll have 10 because you'll be having 10 values. If you have 50 values, you'll have a matrix with what? With 50. You write 1. So there's no need for you to write all the values. You can write 1, 1, and then you put some dots there, and then you write the last one. Same applies to the other matrices. It's not necessary to write everything, but When coming to x prime x, you have to write everything. The last three matrices there, or let me bold this one so that you can see what I'm talking about. When you write the matrix of the last three there, x prime x, x prime y, and the inverse, even x prime y, you have to write everything. X prime y, you write everything. X prime x, you write everything. X prime y, write everything. The inverse, everything. Question, please. Matilda.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, leadership.
I was asking from the regression interpretation you've just highlighted. Is it
Yes,
always
leadership.
Is it always increase?
Sorry?
Is
Yes,
it always
always
increase? It's never decrease.
yes, yes, it's always increase. Reason being, yes, can you hear me, guys? Because there's a leader who's saying, oh, thank you, leadership.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, madam, it's always increase because we are simply saying, if let's say we're talking about the what? I want to give a practical example, leadership. Let's say we're talking about the example that we tried to discuss last week. Some of the variables that you gave me, it was what? It was number of consultation hours. Let's say we're having a variable of consultation hours. So when you want to interpret that, variable, because now we're talking about the number of what, of consultation hours, maybe it can affect what? It can affect your performance, or it can boost your performance. You'll simply say what? If say can increase the number of consultation hours, we think our marks will be affected in this way. You understand, leadership? We have to increase
Yes,
whatever we have. Check how will it affect our y, but we only increase. We're talking about here the independent variables. You increase the independent variables. But if we,
So
from
even
this
if
example, if we check number 4 there, if we check number 4, we're going to apply that definition. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I say increase. Number 4 there, if you can check question number 4, that's where now that definition is needed again. So we'll make sure we'll spend a lot of time there, because with me, I don't believe that students should enjoy only doing the calculation, but not knowing how to interpret whatever they've calculated. So with me, if you hate calculation, if you hate interpretations, it means you don't like me at all. My focus is on the calculations, the interpretation part. So interpretation is very, very, very important. So it seems like Home is asking, which question am I talking about? Oh, Mr. Chabalala, leadership Chabalala.
Yes, leader, can you hear me?
Yes, you can relay your message to the members.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. I'm saying there on the chat box that those who don't have repatriation letters, please communicate to us. Please drop an email saying that you don't have the letter. So you write your name and student number. Thank you, leader.
Thank you, leadership Chabalala. I hope you heard the message. Even those who are not here because of issues of network, please make sure that they also get the message. We are only given until the end of, I think before I don't know sure if before 12 tomorrow,
Leader.
to get the names of those students. They want to help them with those letters. So
Leader?
Yes.
Yes, I was saying you can ask the class reps to communicate that in their groups, to at least
Yes,
inform
yes.
those who are not here to send their names so that we can get them the letters.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Chabalala. Yes,
Thank you.
class reps. Now you have to work. You have to work. Please help us to get those members as soon as possible. If by 4 you have something, please send it to us. The more they come in, please send them to us. You can even share the information with us from our group. Our group, remember, you can use that group to do what? To give us these names. If you feel like going to the email, it will take a time. You can simply communicate with Mr. Chabalala and myself from the what? From our group. Also, the other leadership, I forgot the surname. Yeah, Pumulo. Yeah, leadership Pumulo. Please help us with that one. So, can you please go to the study guide and find that information there? Go to the study guide. I can help you for only for today to project what is on the study guide. It's only for today. Next time, please make sure that you have the study guide with you. So can you please copy that those tasks there? The first one I said, draw the scatter plot between price and age and price and size. And so it means you're going to draw two separate scatter plots. You'll have a scatter plot where you are having price versus age, and you have another scatter plot where you're having price versus size, and comment on your findings. When you're done with that one, you go to the second one now. Based on what we've discussed so far, using that example, can you please give me the values of the matrix of Y? The very same matrix, can you please transpose that matrix? Based on that example, give me the matrix of 1, and then multiply the matrix of Y prime. You'll be having that information. You know how to transpose the matrix of 1, and you multiply there. This information here, let me just write it in short for you so that you know this is equal to that page. This second part here, it looks scary, but should not worry. This is the same as summation of Y I, sorry, where's that I? So, but I want your answers to be in the form of matrix. Ne? I'm just showing you that this is the same as what when you are not using matrix. Squared I is from 1 to n. Oh, I thought the square is there. So don't be scared about that notation there. Everything there is equal to that y prime matrix of 1, matrix of 1 prime y is the same as summation of yi squared. Summation of yi all squared. So if you are not using matrix notation, but we need the information in the form of what? In the form of matrix notation. Again, this one is the same as the second one now, so that you can have an idea on where we're going here. Summation of y I. You see, y prime y is the same as summation of yi squared. You did this part with Mr. Chabalala. When we move to this one, the last one now, I will stop after doing this one. The last one now, this is the same as, in a case where we're dealing with only two independent variables, you'll have summation of y, summation of x1y, summation of x2y. In a case where you're not dealing with, so by finding the matrix of x prime y, by finding the matrix of x prime y, you'll be finding, immediately when you find those values there, you'll be having the value of summation of y, summation of x1y, summation of x2y. x1y, it means where you are having you multiply the value of the values of the independent variable x1 with the values of y. You multiply them the way you're doing with Mr. Chavalal. Same applies to x2y. So please, can you go to that page and try to use that example to give me the values of this information given here? Any question? So is it necessary for me to project the guide, or you can simply download it and do it?
We'll download it.
Yes. Can someone answer leadership, Christopher? He's asking about the matrix of 1. How do you find? I explained, but it seems like you didn't get it. Leadership, can someone explain? What did I say about matrix of 1? How do you find the matrix of 1?
The matrix is empty. The column matrix.
They cannot hear you, leadership. Your voice is
1.
Leadership, I don't think they can hear you.
Is the column matrix which all its entries are 1.
Christopher, are you answered? Thank you. So go to page 49 from the study guide, or you can copy the task that you are supposed to do. So with the scatter plot, don't waste time. I will construct it for you using Excel. So your focus should be on number 2 and the other, and 3 and 4. But for now, let's focus on number 2. I don't think it will take time. It will take a lot of time to find those things. You have to use your calculator. I don't know why now I'm having this information here. There's a mistake here. Copy the question. For those who are not having the study guide, I don't mind to project the question, but first copy what we are supposed to do at number 2 there. Copy your task for number 2. The first one, I will do it for you. The second one, please copy what we are supposed to do so that I can project the study guide and explain what is happening there. Leadership, home, and Refilwe and Smanga? Are you fine? I don't think so, Omu. You want the class to vote for no confidence. What's happening? Check the time. It's not
Sir,
break.
I think it's 8:29. You joined late by 9 minutes, or maybe when you join late, say we don't count it. We count it when we
No,
join late.
if it's my fault, you don't count it. Only count it if it's your fault.
Okay, I thought we would add that minute. Minimum is break.
No. If I'm the one who joined late, then we can punish me for joining late. As I'll be doing the same. When you're late, I'll punish you.
But if they
That's what I
enjoy,
was asking leadership, Christopher, that why seems like the leaders forgot about our agreement.
no,
It's
me
fine. Let's make it 5 minutes. It's 20 past now. Those who don't have the study guide, they will use the time to download the study guide. Let's come back at 8:25. Let's make it 8:25. Those who don't have the study guide, they will use the time to download the study guide. Thank you. According to my clock, it's 25 past. It's 25 past 8. I can see leaders there that are talking about the whiteboard. I understand their complaint. At the same time, I have a lot of questions that can take us until 12 o'clock midnight to discuss it, but it's fine. I will consider that, but obviously, let's consider that when you reopen, because it seems like next week is a holiday. Let's continue, leaders, with or without the whiteboard. Let's continue for now, but I will consider it. Here's the question. Based on the question on page 49, example number 4, how many values do you have there? Let's start with a simple thing. How many values do you have? No, it can't be 16. You missed some values there. I think it's not 16, leadership. Check it correctly. It overlaps to page 17, isn't it? It overlaps to page 20. Please do the right thing. You have 20 values there. Not.
Brace yourselves, you might want to sit down. Spider-Man's real name is. Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
Yeah, there's someone who's playing a Chinese movie. Hey.
That's right, folks. Peter.
Rasibuta, you're playing a movie there. We are hearing some movies there. Thank you, leadership. I was surprised. I thought maybe we're having a new member. Or there are people who, some of you guys, you even know the movie. Only, even though you had a clip which played less than 10 seconds, but you know the movie, which is good. I hope you can also apply the same thing here. I don't want you guys to forget what we're discussing now, so that wherever you go after completing our degree, we'll be happy with our products. Don't forget what we are trying to teach you here for future. A matrix of Y. Can someone give us the matrix of Y based on that given problem? I said there's no need for you to write all the values. I just want to check if you have an idea on what is happening. They said they need the whiteboard. So can I go to the whiteboard? But don't mind my handwriting when I'm that side then. Let me go to the blackboard whiteboard. That's what the leaders said they want. But I don't know what will be the difference when I'm using this one. And yes, let's go, Omu.
It will be 32, 24, 27 elapses up to 28.
You said it's what?
32, 24, 27 elapses up to 20 is 28.
The last one is 28.
Yes.
Leadership. Leadership. How hello? Are you happy now? Leadership. Sir, are you happy? I'm using a whiteboard now.
Yes, I'm happy.
Thank you. I will feel guilty if you are not happy. So can you please give me the other matrix leadership, because now I'm using the method that you prefer. Matrix of what? What was the next matrix there? Y transpose. Leadership Rasibuti or Rasibuta or Kamo Mza. What is the transpose? Obviously, it will be 32, 24, up to what? Up to, sorry, 28. Let's go to the next one. Homu, what was the next matrix that you are asked to find? What is the other matrix? Homu?
1.
Matrix of 1. This one will be what? Matrix of 1. Can you please give me the matrix of 1?
It's a column
Yes,
matrix of all
Manyama.
ones, sir. It's a
1, 1,
it's a
1, 1.
column matrix of 1, sir.
Okay,
The
thank
entry
you.
days are just
Leadership
ones, sir.
Manyama, do you have a question or you wanted to give me the answer?
Yeah, I wanted to give you the answer, sir.
It's Manyama, ne?
Yes, it's Manyama, sir.
Thank you for following the order of in the form of raising up your hand. Thank you for that. So we agreed. How many ones will we have?
We're going to have 20, sir.
We're going to have 20 because we are having 20. Thank you very much. That is the because someone asked us about what will be there. Same applies to the transpose. You won't fail to find what the transpose of 1. Apply the same logic that you used for 1 transpose. What was the next matrix that we're supposed to find?
It's not Y transpose Y.
Y transpose 1. So this one obvious. You multiply the matrix, the transpose of Y, and this matrix multiply by 1. Is it 1 transpose Y? Is it like this? So here you are having this matrix. We have 2 here in our case. You have this matrix and this matrix. But at the end of the day, you are expecting what? We are expecting a single value, which is what? Which is summation of Y I squared. We have to bracket this one. So now this one, can you please just give me the value? Because we won't even need this, we won't even entertain this other part here. We won't even entertain this other part when we're doing some calculations. So can you just give me the yi squared?
I think summation of yi is 548. When you square it, it will be 3,00304.
It will be
3,00304.
00.
304.
We'll confirm it as we continue, is fine. That's what from home. So what is the next matrix that we're supposed to find? Let's continue. The next matrix. Can I get the next matrix, please?
I think we have to find Y transpose Y.
Y transpose Y. I said this is the summation, is the same as what? So it means is the transpose of Y. You said 32, 32, 24, up to, you said 27, isn't it? This is when we are transposing, that's the transpose, and 32, 24, and up to what?
28.
Or 28, sorry. Sorry for writing 27. I thought he said 27. This is the same as what? Thank you, leadership Manka. It's the same as summation of y I squared. So when we multiply the values of y, when you square all of them one by one, what will be the value?
I think it's 20796.
20796. Can someone confirm this value, please? When you square each and every value of y, are you getting 20796? Hey guys, are you still there? When you square the values of y, are you getting that information? Can you hear me? That's rep. Silo? Oh,
Yes,
thank
sir, I
you.
can
Thank
hear
you very
you.
much. Okay. Can we get the value of, can you confirm that value that I'm given by leadership Omu? Because we'll need these values in the afternoon. So if the values are not correct, it means it will affect our findings in the afternoon. So let's make sure that our values are correct. So the best way for future, you don't have to, you have scientific calculators. So the best way is to store the values and recall, isn't it? I'm told it's 26. She's getting 26. Can I get the values? 26, 178. See, now I'm having two answers. Someone now is saying 26, 178. Omu is having so which one is correct? Omu? Omu, do you surrender? Omu. Yes, he's surrendering. So he's simply saying that his is not correct. So what I got from Omu was not right. The correct one is 26178. Thank you, leaders, for confirming. But you cannot judge Omu for getting it wrong because he tried. It's better than someone who didn't even try, isn't it? Now he knows the mistake that they have done. Thank you, leadership Omu. What is the next matrix? What is the next matrix?
Just for X, I think.
X, matrix of X, I can write it, yeah. How can we write matrix of X? Can I get a different person, please? Not Mr. Leadership Home. Yes, Raymond.
It's 1, 1, 1 up to 20.
1, 1, 1. Thank you, leadership. 1. Thank you. Let's go.
1.8,
1.8
1 and 1.7.
is the last one.
The last one is 1.5.
1.5.
And then the other one is 30, 33.
30. 30.
30, 33.
33. The last one.
Up to 29.
Up to 29. Thank you, leader. This is the matrix of what? Of X. So you know that whenever you transpose this, it will become what? Just, you know, if you don't know what we mean by transpose, please visit the notes that I shared on what? On Blackboard. 1.8, 1, and what? 1.5. 30, 24, up to 29. This is the transpose. So the next question, I want you to first give me the what? The notation before you can substitute the values. Give 33 is what, leadership? Oh, 33, sorry. Thank you. The second value, this one I'm told is 33. Sorry for that. So I think the next question, I asked you to find this one is the most important matrix for for this module. X prime X. Can you please give me the notation here before substitution? When you multiply, or let me explain first. Let me explain first. Remember, you said you are having X. I said this one is the transpose 1 now will be given by what? 1, 1, up to 1. And then you said what? 1.8, 1, and 1.5. And you said 30. You said 33. And you said the last one was what? What was the last value of X2? The last value of X2 was what? 29.
9.
Thank you. So if we check here, let's check. This one here, these values, they're from what? They're from X1. These values, they're from what? X2. So now, X matrix, let me use a different color. Oh, yellow, it won't be visible. It's blue. X matrix, we agreed that it will be 1, 1, 1. 1.8, 1, 1.5, 30, 33, 29. Now I want you to multiply the two matrices. Remember, these values here, this one, they are from what? X1. This color is not visible. This one here, we agree that this is the values of what? Of x1. These ones, these are values of what? Of x2. Please take note of that. So there will be a case where you are multiplying the first row from x prime and the first column from x matrix, where you'll be expecting what? When you multiply this matrix and this matrix, you'll be expecting n. Your n will be what? Your n in our case will be 20. When you multiply the second row, the first row, sorry, and the second column from the other matrix, you'll be getting what? Summation of what? Summation of x. Summation of, when you multiply the first row from this x prime matrix and the second row, remember I said you must know how to multiply the matrices. Now we're in that situation where we are multiplying them. So I said when you multiply the first row from the first matrix, let me call this one matrix 1. Oh, it's fine, Omu. It's fine. We'll correct that. Thank you for the correction. Let me call this one matrix 1 and matrix 2. Let's call this one matrix 2. Let's call this one matrix 1. Now you are in a case where you have to multiply matrix 1 multiply by matrix 2. That's what is happening now. So the first row of matrix 1 multiplied by the first column of matrix 2, you will get n. The first row of matrix 1 multiplied by the second row of matrix 2, you will get summation of x1. When you multiply the first row of matrix 1 and the second row of matrix 2, you will get summation of x2. Now we move to the second row now. When you multiply the second row of matrix 1 and the first row of matrix 2 and the first column, sorry, of matrix 2, you'll get summation of x1 again. Remember, at the beginning, I indicated that we'll be dealing with matrix which are symmetric. Our matrix that we'll be dealing with will be symmetric. So don't forget that statement. So can I move now to where now I'm asking you to give me x prime x, the notation part of it first before you can give me the values. So now the notation part, we're having two independent variables, x prime x. The first one, we agreed that will be n. The second part will be what? Based on the given problem, the second part here will be what?
It will be summation of xi1.
Summation, we can simply say summation of x1 is still fine. The next one,
Sum x2.
summation of x2. The middle one, since our matrix is symmetric, we are allowed to write it. If the first row is having this information, summation of x1, summation of x2, even your first column will have the same information, summation of x1, summation of x2. Now, the middle part here is summation of x1 and summation, you multiply summation of x1 and x2, you'll get what? Summation of x1 squared. The other one is summation of x2 squared. The one which is missing now is summation of x1, x2. So this is the information that we need from you now. Summation of x1, x2. So that is the matrix that I'm expecting. When I ask you to find x prime x in a case where you are having two independent variables, I expect you to supply me with this information. How do you get this information? You just store the information from the calculator and record what is the value of n. In our case, n is 20. So what I want to ask you, this is just an example. I want to give you a small example. Let's say I give you the matrix like this. Uh, 10. It's not related to the problem that we're doing. 4, 2, 9, 3, 7. I close. Can someone give me the missing values based on this information? Can you please give me the missing values? We're supposed to have a value here. We're supposed to have a value here. We're supposed to have a value here. But based on my explanation, what are those values? Yes, leadership Manyama?
It's 4 and 2.
4.
On the
Wait,
first
wait,
row,
wait.
it's 4 and 2. On the
It's
second
4.
row is and 2, sir. Yeah, on 3 there.
Yes. 3.
Yeah,
Do you get it, leader?
I wanted to even ask you, or is it always similar when you exclude the diagonal entries?
It will be what?
The matrix will, if we don't consider the diagonal entries, I want to know, or the matrix will always be similar.
If we don't include this one.
Symmetrical, sir, not similar, symmetrical.
Yes,
Yeah,
our matrix will always be symmetrical. This is the shape of the type of matrix that we'll be expecting from now on. You won't get a matrix which is not like this. Our matrix, like when I give you a matrix, in most cases, I won't even give you all the values. I can give a matrix like in the form that I give before you give me these values. Remember, I omitted some of the values, or I can simply write it in this format: x prime x. I give you the upper part. Instead of giving the lower part, I can give you the upper part. I can say 10, 4, 2, and then 9, 7, 3. I can also give you the matrix in this format because I assume you know the definition of symmetric, so you'll be able to fill in what the other parts. But it was fun in previous years. You find that when I give students a matrix in this format, where there are no values, they will put zeros. They will put zeros, but we agreed that your matrix is supposed to be symmetric. So if I give you these other values, it means you must be able to know what is expected from where you are having blanks. Where you are having blanks. So now, based on the given problem, can you please give me this information now? N, what is our N from the given problem?
Okay.
From the given problem, leadership, leadership by nature, is it really 10?
It's not
Check,
27.
check it, nice leadership by nature. Susan? Susan? I'm giving you a chance to change your answer. Check the question, it's on page 49. That problem overlaps to page 50. So don't miss the information in the other page. I'm waiting for Susan. Thank you, Susan. So now I want to write them. I want to write those values equal to I'm told that is 20. The value of x, x1, let's go, guys. X1, the values of x1, I'm told is 40. The value of x2, I indicated last week that if you don't do something now, we must feel guilty. If by the time we knock off, you didn't say anything, you must feel guilty. Hey, I went to class, I didn't even do anything. I didn't even respond to even a single question. Unless if you're having network problems, I will understand. The middle part, give me this one now. Give me this one. X1 squared. 40 is also 40. Malepe, I think Malepe, I think yours 93.56. Can someone confirm the answer from leadership, Malepe? Or confirmed by whom? 93.56. Can I get this one now? Based on the page 88447, the last one, it says 0.7. Yeah. Can someone confirm this value, 844.7? Can someone confirm the value, please? Malepe gave us that value. Can someone confirm it? So in the afternoon, I'll give you a task that before we meet again in the afternoon, you'll find the betas. In the afternoon, we interpret them. After that, we move to the ANOVA table. You must know why you are doing the ANOVA table. I'll also do the scatter plot and in the afternoon. Or if time allows, the scatter plot, I can even draw it before we vamoose. Can you please can someone confirm the value from Raymond? This 844.7. You simply say it's correct if it is correct, or you say confirmed, that we can move with this value. Thank you, Smina. Anyone who's seconding that? Betty saying the value is correct. Can someone second that? So that we move. Remember, as I've indicated, these values, if they're not correct, they will affect our calculations in the afternoon. So the last one is summation of x2 squared. Summation of x2 squared is what? So that's saying the last value, based on the space from my side, it's not enough. The space is not enough. So I know there will be someone who will be writing the value like me, the way I want to write it now. Guys, if from your book you have enough space, don't put an arrow there like me. I'm just saying this because I'm just doing this because of the space. I'm told that is 10,990. Can someone confirm the value from Raymond? So if you have enough space from your book, don't put this arrow. Just write the value after this 844.7. This arrow, I'm just putting the arrow because I won't have enough space. So I don't want to that later I find you with these arrows. Let's go. Can someone confirm the value from leadership, Raymond? That one leadership, I think 26178 is y prime is that one of 26,178 is y prime y. Check it, leadership. Can someone confirm the value from Raymond? He's saying it's 10,990. It's confirmed. So now we have matrix of x prime x. We have matrix. So now you will go and do the remaining part where you'll find the other matrix is there. The procedure is there, so that we don't waste a lot of time in the afternoon. You'll go and find the remaining matrices there, which is x prime y. You'll go and find this one, x prime y. I showed you the formula that we're supposed to use for x prime y. It's there from the thing. And then what else? So based on what we have, let me check if it's possible, but it's fine. I will draw a scatter plot for you in the afternoon. So go and find the inverse of this matrix now. Go and find the inverse of this matrix, because what is left now again is to find the inverse of this matrix. Now find the inverse of this matrix. How to find the inverse? Is there, you did match 2, isn't it? Even match 1. That knowledge now is needed now. You have a 3 by 3 matrix. You are expected to find the inverse. Please, if you forgot, revisit your skills from mathematics. And then we'll discuss that in the afternoon. So please, in the afternoon when we meet, come with that the inverse of x. Or if you are done with this matrix of, yes, but now can you just, let's focus on the values. Give me the exact values of this inverse. And again, this is the rule. This rule is an important rule. When you write your inverse, write all the values the way they are appearing from the calculator. If you have whatever you find from the, if you are not writing the values in fraction, in the form of fractions, please write all those digits. If you have 0,00179 and you have a lot of digits, write the value the way it is whenever you're constructing what? An inverse. Don't say this is 0,001. It will create problems in a later stage. So whenever you want to find the matrix, the inverse, write the value the way it is from the calculator. But to bypass that, you can simply do what? Write the values in the form in fraction notation. If you write them in the form of fractions, it will save a lot of problems. So if you prefer writing them in the form of fractions, please, you can do that. The last thing with the remaining minutes, we can find, this is the last matrix, x prime y. I indicated when I was explaining that this one, in a case where we're having 2 by 2 matrix, this is summation of y, this is summation of x1y. Yeah, just give me the values, summation of x2y. And then I hope you saw the withdrawal from leadership home, that the value that he gave us for summation of yi all squared, he's saying this value, the value that he gave us is not correct. He said the value that he gave us is not correct. So please Don't use that value that we got from leadership WOMU. Calculate it again and then let's compare the answers. So can someone give me the information of this one? From there we'll call it, we'll meet again in the afternoon. When you sum the values of y, what are you having? The values of y, 690. Anyone who can confirm that? Yes, leadership WOMU confirmed. Anyone who's seconding leadership WOMU? Anyone who's seconding that? $690. So when you say 690 squared, what are you having? 690 squared. That is the value that I was looking for. 47600. This is the correct value, ne? Isn't it, Om? Can you please give me the second value? X summation of x1y. The reason why we're going slow is because we just started with this thing of matrix. Ne? There will be a time where we'll be moving like a cow train, because you'll be having what? An idea on how to do these things. Now we're just moving slow so that you digest all these things. Can I get the second one? Can someone confirm Mr. Omo's values? 1450. So tomorrow we're supposed to have a tutorial, because we won't be having a lot of scope to be assessed from. So we'll convert that afternoon class to that afternoon tutorial to a class. So immediately when you reopen that Thursday, the first Thursday where you're supposed to be having a class like this time, I will convert that to a tutorial. So, but the tomorrow one, I will use it as a class, so that you can have enough scarfing for the holidays.
Sir,
Can someone copy the values from Mr. Omo? Leadership, leadership, Christoph. You didn't check your calendar. What is happening next week? Are you not having a week break? Unless I missed it. Are you not having a break next week, leadership, Christopher? Check your calendar. So now, yes, it's recess next week. So if you can check whatever we've been doing, now we are reaching a stage where we'll say now, based on this information that we have, we'll have now we'll come to this point now that your betas, you get them multiplying the inverse with what? You multiply the inverse with the matrix of x prime y. This one now you have the inverse. Which inverse? The inverse of x, which is given by what? The matrix of x. You go and use that matrix of x that we have to find what? To find the inverse. So, which means now, how can you write the formula for the betas? This is general formula that would be used to find the betas. In our case, because we have inverse multiplied by x prime y. In our case, because we have two independent variables, it means whenever we multiply our inverse with x prime y, we'll get a, we'll get beta 1, we'll get beta 2. Or you can write this information in the form of what? Of Greek letters. When I check the time, took you 1 minute. So now this is the information that I expect you to have in the afternoon when we meet. Find the betas, whether we can interpret them. After interpreting them, we move to the hypothesis testing using the ANOVA table. So the information that we have here, it will help us to find what? It will help us to find that ANOVA table. But if the information that we have is wrong, it will affect our ANOVA table.
Sir,
Yes?
before you leave, can I ask something on x prime x?
Yes.
The value there, which is x3 on 3, do you see it?
X
Prime x, the value on the, what can I say, on matrix 3 on 3.
is
Maybe
what?
I want to know the formula there. What the formula did you use? Whether it's summation.
It's which I erased from my side, but let me write the matrix in this format. You'll tell me the number, the value it will go with which number. Let me write something here. Or let me just erase this. X prime x, we don't have time, it's fine. X prime x is given by, let me put a star, a dot, a tick, W plus rho. What other thing can I use? Negative. Which symbol? It goes with which symbol, leadership?
Negative.
Negative. Yes, this one.
Yeah.
This one is summation of x squared, x2 squared. You square the values of x2.
Oh, then what about the one for plus?
The one for plus is summation of x2.
Oh, all right. Now, thanks. Thanks.
Any question? So, guys, time is no longer on our side. Let's meet again in the afternoon. We continue with the same example. If you have questions, feel free to ask. You have right to do that. Allow me to pause here. Let's meet in the afternoon. Enjoy.